Fly Pod.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Welcome to episode 88 of the Fly Route Podcast. I'm Anthony, a.k.a. Tony Playboy, a.k.a. Game Ball Tony, and I'm here with the guys. Y'all got any a.k.a.s for yourself today?
Hey, a.k.a. Zappy Hour, a.k.a. No Coordinator Needed, a.k.a. Twig Street. Bam.
Sam? Oh, man. What do I want to do this week? All right, I'm bringing it back to baseball, a.k.a. Yankees chase for 28. Until they're knocked out of the playoffs, my AKAs are going to be baseball-based. But this is a football pod.
Nothing wrong with it. We know how you rocking, Sam.
All right. It's Cliff, a.k.a. The Glove, a.k.a. another one for the Rush. But we're going to see how you act this week, though.
Boy, let Dak come back and start losing some games. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. All right, y'all. So we got a lot of great things to get into with y'all this week. We're going to break down week 6 of the NFL season, as well as give you some of our reactions from the last week in sports, which has been insane, and our reactions to what we saw in week 5. Sam is going to kick us off with the news.
All right, like Anthony said, a lot of shit has happened this week, so buckle in. And as Anthony said before the pod, buffoonery is at an all-time high, injuries are at an all-time high. So I'm not even going to be able to list all the people that are injured. So if I didn't say your favorite player, your favorite team has players that are hurt, don't be mad at me. There are too many people hurt. The NFL has been brutal the last week. So starting off, Seahawks running back Rashad Penny's out for the year after suffering a fractured fibula versus the Saints. That means that the majority of the starting running back touches will go to the rookie, Kenneth Walker III. So if you're playing fantasy, that's someone definitely whose stock is going up. Patriots.
You ain't got him yet. He gone.
Yeah.
I scooped him in a couple of weeks.
Pick up you could have this week or going forward. Because it goes from 2 running backs to 1 there. So that's all it is. Another running back that's hurt, Patriots running back Damian Harris. He's expected to miss multiple weeks with a hamstring injury. That leaves Ramondre Stevenson in a position to get a majority of the rushing share in that offense. Baker Mayfield, the Panthers quarterback, has a high ankle sprain, so P.J. Walker is in line to start versus the Rams this weekend. Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins is considered day-to-day with an ankle sprain. Didn't practice today. Browns corner Denzel Ward is in concussion protocol. They also cut quarterback Josh Rosen from the practice squad, which is pretty crazy given how high he was drafted a few years ago and just the trajectory of his careare.
He been cut by somebody dead. He been cut by somebody dead teams.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all some savages.
He tried.
Remember when they thought he was more NFL ready than Lamar Jackson, though?
He came in talking that cash too. He was
saying about like Sam Darnold and stuff
me.
too. I was like, bro, what are y'all seeing Sam Darnold or Baker? Even what's the quarterback name for Pittsburgh? Trubisky. Even when he came out of Carolina, I'm like, why is he so high? He's not.
Bro,
okay, proceed.
That's just bad team management. All right,
yeah,
let's
so
not talk about that.
Pour one out for Josh Rosen. Pour one out for all those guys. Some of them are still on teams, though. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers quarterback, sat out practice today with a thumb injury. He's expected to play Sunday, though, according to Matt LaFleur. Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts returned to practice today after missing Sunday's game. The Commanders got a ton of guys out. Running back Jonathan Williams, Jahan Dotson, tight end Logan Thomas, Sam Cosmi, William Jackson III, Percy Butler, De'Ami Brown, questionable. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott returned to practice today. He was throwing, but backup Cooper Rush is expected to start this weekend versus the Eagles. They'll work Dak in to, I guess, an easier start the next week. You know who they have after that, Cliff?
Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. The worst defense in the league versus one of the best. So
Hey, top high up offense though. Top offense though.
Yep. Not this past week, but
No, they got they still got to be top 5 even after dropping 0.
Even after dropping 0, yo.
Hey,
yeah, they just got a little bit.
old Biggle did it again.
Yeah.
Goosey.
And also for the Cowboys, tight end Dalton Schultz was limited in practice today. Same with defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence, and Micah Parsons did not practice with a groin injury. So all of that should factor into big games this weekend versus the Eagles. Cardinals got a ton of injuries at running back, especially James Conner is dealing with a rib issue. He was listed as a DNP in today's practice estimation. I didn't see if he actually ended up practicing at all, but he was at least listed this morning as expected to not practice. Darrell Williams is also hurt, sprained knee, and will be out this week. And Jonathan Ward was placed on injury reserve. So Eno Benjamin stock is up in fantasy, at least for this week, but maybe also going forward. The Ravens got a host of injuries. Rashad Bateman and O-lineman Ronnie Stanley didn't practice today. Marcus Williams put in an IR with a dislocated wrist, but not expected to be a season-ending injury. Tre'Davious White returned to practice today for the Bills, but not expected to play Sunday. Isaiah McKenzie, their wide receivers, and concussion protocol. That's it for the injuries. Like I said, not actually it, but
This will have to be enough.
Yeah. This will have to be enough. And on the non-injury side of news, Commanders coach Ron Rivera, when asked the difference between the success other teams were having in the division versus the Commanders, his only response was one word. It was quarterback, seeming to imply Carson Wentz was not the reason they were having more success. Apparently, Rivera addressed Wentz and the team and apologized, and everything's cool. But I don't know if we want to talk a little bit more about that. That's kind of wild.
Okay, Carson Wentz is not great, but he is by far one of the most disrespected quarterbacks in the league. Not by the media, not by other players, but by his own teams. Like the coach threw that man under the bus, said he was not good enough, too inconsistent, so that's why they couldn't win. Tossed him. They only 5 weeks into the season, and Ron Rivera is also tossing them under the bus.
They traded for this guy. This is the guy they traded for.
While their defense with like 3 first-round high-level picks are on the front end of it, and they cannot get any pressure or sacks on the quarterback. But it's Carson Wentz, my guy. Like, niggas on his third team in 3 years. But it's him. That is wild.
Yeah, my friend Taylor wanted me to let it be known that Ron Rivera has 3 winning seasons as an NFL head coach and that he owes his life to Cam Newton. So I'm just putting that out there. I didn't say it, but I said I'd say it on the pod.
Cam Newton and that defense they had with Luke Kuechly, because he was different too.
And Luke was really running that defense. He was the mind. He was like the mind body of that defense from that linebacker position. Like, just insane.
That man was like, hey, listen, they finna run it. Oh, no, okay, now they running this way. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
And he knew the plays. Like, not just they was running. He knew the play. Yeah. Telling everybody where to go. Like, come on now. And like Ron Rivera is supposed to be a defensive guy, has so much high-level talent on that defense and cannot get anything done. Ever since that first year he got there, their defense has been atrocious.
Hey, listen, it's Carson's fault, though.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Carson not tackling.
He do play a role in that. Now, he do play a role in that, but
for sure. It's still wild for a coach to say that. Like that is wild. What else? Okay, the Panthers fired Matt Rhule. That we were going to tee off on this, but then we talked about it, and it's honestly less surprising than it may seem on face. So Matt Rhule over the course of like around 3 seasons went 11-27 as the head coach. And one stat that I saw was wild is that the Panthers were 1-27 in games where opponents scored at least 17 points, which is insane and means that they just could not score despite having Christian McCaffrey, who in years past was like 17 points on his own. So last year they fired.
He
He didn't play
coordinator.
for. He didn't play for most of those seasons with Rhule.
Oh yeah. That's fair. But
they were still ass. I'm taking nothing.
Oh yeah.
they're
Can I
1-4
mention something?
this year in games he did play, and those 4 losses also factor into those 17 or 27.
Yeah.
So
I want y'all to know that Carson Wentz is top 5 in yards and passing touchdowns.
he
By the
hasn't
way.
been bad. I was thinking.
By the
isn't
way,
he
I just want you to
still-
know he is top 5 in the league in yards
Probably
and
top 2
touchdowns.
or 3 in turnovers.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Hey,
know.
he said,
He is
Gotcha.
3 in interceptions. He is
I'm about to
3
say,
in
what's that?
interceptions.
What's that?
what's fumbles?
He is 3
Hey,
in
look at
fumbles.
that.
I don't have his fumble stats immediately at my disposal. I can just
He
let
up
you
there.
know he is number 3 in interceptions.
That
Okay.
puts you as like mid category. You're like high, and then you just come back to balance there.
He that Jameis
Yeah.
Winston, 30 for 30.
Hey,
Look
I'm
like
balling.
you do. Hey, look like you
I'm
doing shit.
balling.
Look like you doing shit, but he ain't doing shit.
I'm balling.
oh, shit. He also rude. I was trying to get that man his flowers, but I'm done. You right.
Nah, he dumps the juice. He definitely not good at all. I don't like Carson Wentz.
All right. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh no.
Matt Rule's Garbo.
Oh yeah, the Panthers also fired their defensive coordinator Phil Snow, and assistant coach Al Holcomb is expected to replace coach as the new defensive coordinator. And Steve Wilkes was named interim head coach. He's a longtime Panthers assistant, and he is from Charlotte, so that's cool. The tee off for this week. Do you want to hit the tee?
Ooh, spill that tea, sis.
Yes. Okay, so this week's tee off. Man, Davante Adams, our consensus number 1 receiver for the Fly Route Pod coming into this year, a lot of people's number 1 receiver, found himself in a bad situation after Monday's loss to the Chiefs while exiting the game. Davante Adams shoved a credentialed camera operator / just staff worker to the ground as he was exiting the game. Clearly, emotions, frustrations were boiling over from a loss. Him and Hunter Renfrow ran into each other on a play where they were trying to come back, take the lead, win the game.
Talking about on a
obviously-
play where they needed 1 yard and tried to run a 40-yard route. But
Hey, granted,
That's coaching. That's coaching.
Hey, also,
That's
if
Josh McDaniels.
if you don't fucking run into each other, they're probably both wide open.
Yeah. So
but that ain't
they lose the game. He shoves Stu to the ground, and then today it was reported that he has been charged with misdemeanor assault. So clearly, the person went and filed a police report after the incident. And I would guess he's going to be sued. Well, he's been charged, and then the NFL, the stadium, the team, I'm sure will all be getting sued. And this kind of comes quickly after Bobby Wagner tackled that fan who was running on the field protesting, which is obviously not the same because Bobby Wagner tackled someone who wasn't supposed to be on the field, whereas Davante Adams threw down someone who was literally there doing their job. It's like, imagine just being at work and someone just throws you down on the ground and they're also like a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
We
That's the vibe.
apologize for it.
That makes the
after
decision a
being
little
caught on
easier.
camera.
Like, you got to think about it like this. Is Davante Adams a bad person? No.
No.
But Davante Adams, you've made a mistake that you can't make when you're a multimillionaire.
Bro.
Because if you wild out and you push somebody when you're a multimillionaire, you know they are coming for the bread. Like, it's like when someone says, there's jaywalking, and they're like, man, I hope this nigga hit me. I'm trying to cash out. Any type of violent interaction with a multimillionaire they're the car. The multimillionaire is the car. It's like, man, I'm begging. I'm hoping something happens.
Do
Run up
y'all
the check.
think he stepped in front of Davante Adams hoping to be thrown to the ground?
No, I think they both were doing like they were just walking, but
the thing is,
Bro,
if he
even
bumps into him, nothing happens.
From a
Devontae
different
saw him
angle.
was going to
But
bump into him, and he extends his arms because he's
Hey,
like, bro, what the fuck?
But the thing is, from the second angle, like the angle where it shows you like where Devontae's walking, You don't know what that nigga is coming up to do. Like he's literally running at him, bro.
But he's running. No, he's actually running in front of him in a beeline diagonal.
Let,
in front of him. He's not running into him.
Let some shit happen to you. Let me run in front of you and see if you push me.
Okay,
I'm not
maybe
saying
it's on security.
That, look,
or maybe it's on the stadium. Whoever runs the stadium,
he's working out, so it's not.
They should have had the entrance. The entrance should have been cleared for the players.
That's
to go
their
in.
fault for letting
He
Buddy run.
He was right in his face though. Like
You think if the Raiders won though, he would have been more likely to be like, "Oh, sorry, excuse me,"
or he would have just bumped
bro.
into him. Like I'm just saying, like if like we see players bump into like camera people on the sidelines all the time, right? Help them up, keep moving, right? It's like he was going to bump into that guy, and it was partially that guy's fault that they were going to bump into each other, right? Because that guy's probably trying to sprint to where he's supposed to be to get the shot he's supposed to get, right? But instead of bumping into the dude, like Davante is a little hot for obvious reason, and he extends his arms and pushes him down and then walks past dude like he garbage. Come on. There ain't no other way to spin this, my guy. Like it ain't like he went looking for trouble. Davante just ain't go push some random motherfucker. I agree, because that's not Davante Adams. That's not who he is. Right?
Even if he helped that nigga up, nothing was gonna change the fact the dude was still gonna sue him. Like it didn't matter, bro. Like
eat a car. If someone hits you with a car and they come out and check on you, you still go cash the check.
Bro,
eat a car.
That's a fact.
That shit's so lame though on the league though. Like the league should do a better job of like they know how players probably more or less are gonna feel when they're like a game ends, whether they win or not. Why the fuck would I have someone? It's different when a fan does it that's in the stands, because you have to go get the fan unless they come to you. You know what I mean? Why would I have people that close to them at that time? Like that's the same thing about like, they brought it up when they interview players right after the game. What the fuck you think them niggas gonna say right after losing?
It don't matter, because that's your job. They're interviewing you right after the game.
Let me follow you around at your job all day and be like, yo, how you feel?
Look, for how much money? No, hold on. For how much money?
They gotta deal with
how much money?
That's what they
choose. Because the whole reason why they're
doing
doing it. Hold on, sorry. What's up, Cliff?
That's what they choose. I mean, you gonna have cameras in your face and all that in that profession. Like that's what you're getting. Like you can't assault somebody regardless of how light it is. If you like Ann said, if he'd have just kept walking, they would have naturally bumped. He could have been like, oh, like act like he cared and kept walking. Somebody else would have helped him up, kept walking, and he probably would. It would have been accidental, but you extended it and pushed him. Like it's out of frustration. You obviously mad about what happened. Like
he probably said something too.
Like you got to think about it. It's not that the camera's there.
You think I have a problem with him pushing? Like I think he's not wrong for pushing Buddy.
No, I don't. I think you're trying to say that even if he ain't pushed Buddy might have sued anyway. And I don't think he would have sued anyway, because like that's just a regular job hazard of like you trying to sprint. Like it happens to people almost every other week, right? It happens to people.
Do a better job.
No, they're doing exactly the job they need to do. Eric says they can follow me around and I'll say some hater shit. Adams had to control himself.
Hey,
yes.
and you gonna say some hater shit, and I'm gonna find you at your job. $15K.
Well, it depends. Did he curse when he said the hater shit?
No, say the hater shit you want, Adam or Eric. What's his name? Eric Matthews. Say the hater shit. Where you work at? I'm gonna find you, bro. I'm gonna find you. That's fine, bro. I get what people are saying, bro. He's wrong. I'm not saying he ain't wrong. But niggas act like they could take, bro. Niggas be playing basketball at pickup games, get mad when someone talks shit to them. So let me follow you at work and talk that shit.
You're not wrong about that. I'm just saying there is a price to what you do and how much money you make. The reason why they get to make that much money is because they get to broadcast that shit on multiple channels for exclusive rights and millions upon millions of dollars, which requires that level of media to make that millions and millions of dollars. Like
I wonder if he said something too when he pushed
whatever company gonna let me follow their employees around. I got another free semester this semester, and I'm gonna talk that shit, bro. And
look, how much money? Like if you give me multiple millions of dollars a year, and you only get to follow me around one day a week at my job.
I bet you
one day a week at my job.
Hello, Anthony. Why did you do this like this and not instead of like?
Sometimes I be trash. Have you ever tried to do that? I'll be like, and I'll be laughing all the way to the bank. And I'm like, I don't know. Why don't you go out there and try it? Like
Well, they
we
don't pay
see
you to do
players,
it.
we
They pay
see
you to
players
go
get
out there and write
feisty
them
with the
papers.
media.
Like
Sometimes
Lakers.
they sick of
You
it,
got
and
a
that's
drill, let me
cool.
know.
They get feisty with the media. They give them
Yeah.
smoke, and they don't get fined unless they say some choice words that you can't say because I don't know. It's a national media broadcast that's getting you the millions of dollars that you're trying to get. I'm not saying like he is a bad person for being frustrated because he's not. We know Davante Adams, everything he has done in his long ass career says that he is not that type of a person, right? He is not a he's not a Sue, he's not a AB, like he's not that type of person, and we know that. He just happened to let his emotions get a little bit of the better of him.
Hey, you know what's lame though? Somebody on Twitter, they posted the police report with Davante Adams' fucking family address on it, bro. I'm gonna let you know that shit's lame. That like, you know, he's literally from California, bro. His brother, or not his brother, one of his cousins got shot like a couple months ago, or like last year. Y'all are so lame for putting that man's address. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
they put it on
Yeah.
Twitter with his address. Y'all could have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, bro. That shit's so lame, bro. Like I'm not saying the instance Davante Adams pushing that dude, but people talk all that rah shit to football players. Even like Terrence and Cliff when they was in college, I bet you people talk that rah shit to them. But if they saw them two tall ass niggas, they'd be like, "Oh, bro, you got it." Bro.
Look, that's the problem of the internet.
That
People
shit-
talk spicy
Yeah.
behind
bro.
a keyboard because they feel
Oh,
comfortable.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
that shit's bogus, bro. Like,
and they want to fight an NFL player
bro,
for
I
the
will
same
side.
because they the car.
Yeah, bro, I will side every time with a player about that shit. Whether it's having the media in their face constantly, people talking hot shit, and like, you know, what you call it? Nick be talking hot shit about Matt Ryan. I be telling him all the time, I don't think Matt Ryan gonna do nothing to him. But you should not talk all this hot shit you talking about Matt Ryan. Damn, bro. That shit got me, boy. Shit got me hot. Crazy.
Yeah, honestly, damn. Honestly, Davante out here pushing people, Draymond out here punching teammates in the face.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. We should quickly
Transition?
address that.
Can we go there?
We can go there.
Ooh, can I talk first?
Talk first.
He said, "Ooh."
I'm gonna let y'all know this, bro. I played basketball the whole time in high school. Played at different like open gyms at colleges, different shits like that, or different tryouts. I've never seen someone get hit that hard, bro. I've never seen a teammate hit a teammate, bro. I don't even like my brother that much. I've never hit him that hard. Like, bro, he hit him so hard. The second punch, it was gonna be a punch. He realized he dropped him. He went to catch him. I think he didn't even think he was gonna hit. It was gonna hit him that hard. He's like, "Oh my god, you're falling."
I noticed that too. He went for a second punch, but instead
he
was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, he was gonna punch him again. He's like, "Oh, you couldn't take that. My bad." Bro, you gotta think. I had a buddy. His shout out to Joseph Stewart, who's not related to me or Terrence. It's one of my homeboys. He said, you know, he's a Warriors fan. He's like, you know, I'm really disappointed because Draymond, he gets into it with other players, like, you know, during games or, you know, whatever, if they have joint practices. He's never once hit another player like that. And he hit his teammate. He's like, that's the only issue I have with it. Because teammates fight. Don't get me wrong. People fight. But if you never checked like an opponent that way, to just immediately check your teammate like that, like, I think that's kind of bogus. But
it is for sure.
He hit that nigga hard.
If you hit someone like that in a game, though, you'll probably miss the whole season.
Hey, but I'm gonna let you know that's like that punch. Hey, that punch has some animosity to it. That wasn't no like, hey, back up. That was like, I've been waiting to hit you, bro.
They're both up for extension.
I mean, it also might have been like Poole shoved him and he was like, "Who do you think you are, bro?" and just saw red. Like, Draymond is the type of person that I could easily see losing control of their emotions and behavior and just seeing red and doing something they know they shouldn't do. That's how Draymond smacked the shit out of that kid at the MSU bar after already being an NBA champion worth tens of millions of dollars. Like, unlike Davante Adams, this is in character behavior for Draymond Green. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, I can see Draymond getting shoved and just being like, "Bro, who do you think?" Bob. And he's like, "Oh, I done fucked up." saw red,
Mhm.
saw him get slept, and I was like, damn, I done fucked up again.
It's definitely not a surprise as far as the behavior. It's just extreme.
It's
That's-
excessive. It ain't no surprise.
Yeah.
Cliff, you ever hit a teammate that hard?
No, not a team.
Terrence, you hit a
Yeah,
teammate?
definitely not.
We gonna do it between the lines. Like I've been mad and not even run my route during one-on-ones. But like, look, T.O. know during one-on-ones they hold the whole time. I said I'm not even gonna run a route. Ran smack at the corner and just hit him. Like sometimes you just emotions just take over and you just mad and you just gotta get it out. But you do it within the boundaries of the game. You just stealing off on your man. Your teammate is just.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
that was
You just
excessive.
creating bad problems.
they brought up a good point that, like, you know, maybe the older dudes are gonna have an issue with siding with Draymond, and then the younger dudes are gonna side with Poole as to like, yo, you can't let this happen. And then it really brings the dynamic of, if you're the Warriors, what do you fucking do? Because you're about to give Jordan Poole that max or whatever extension he was gonna get. You're gonna give him that. Like
They're both up for extension.
Yeah,
and
right. Rightfully so. Jordan Poole has earned that. Like he should get an extension. What do you do with Dre? Like, because if I'm Jordan Poole, bro, one, we fighting every day. I'm getting my lick back, bro.
I don't think he want
Jordan
that.
not like that.
Yeah, he don't want no smoke like that. No.
Yo,
I
he
don't
only
care.
slept
He
you once with one
Hey, I'ma
hit.
let
You
you
don't
know.
want that. With
He gonna
him,
take
bro.
that contract and keep it moving.
Mhm.
I'm gonna let you know, Terrence.
Fast
You see me,
lad.
Terrence, you see me get knocked out like that, you better come with me to knock that motherfucker out.
I'm just saying, like, here's the thing. Draymond was saying he wanted a max deal. I don't think Draymond's getting a max deal after doing that. Have you heard
He
the
wanna get it
conspiracy
before.
theory that the Warriors org let the video leak instead of stopping it to drop Draymond's value? I don't know if y'all heard it. I'm
I
not
ain't
saying
heard it,
it's
but-
true.
I mean,
but on
honestly,
NBA,
I mean, that's
conspiracy theory Reddit,
a good question though, because how does that shit get out from practice? Like, why is that out?
And that video
Honestly.
ain't even go for as much money as people thought. I think it was less than 20K. Like people thought it was
Yeah.
like a ransom that
they
video
thought it was
got
like
out.
$1 million.
It was less
for
than
me-
20. So
Yeah,
maybe
for
I
me-
mean that's greasy if they did. I don't think
Yeah.
you know, I think maybe they would do that if every like altercation Draymond's ever been in has only been at practice, you know, minor. But he's had, you know, the finals dilemma, the Michigan State dilemma, like Ant said, like, you know, so it don't really benefit them if they leak it because they could have just talked about it and it still would have been a big deal.
Well,
You know what I mean?
No, that video made everything
No, but
different.
when people were talking about it, they didn't say Jordan Poole got punched. They said there was an altercation. So
They
I'm
said
saying
he struck him.
Yeah, if they would have said, "Hey, he punched Jordan Poole," like verbatim, kind of like how obviously you know video make it worse. The same thing with the Ray
Exactly.
Rice situation.
Exactly.
Because Ray Rice probably wasn't gonna get released if that fucking video didn't come out. And then sure enough, the video came out there. Bye, guy, you gotta go.
I mean, I don't think he was gonna get the max extension anyway, but that could have been, like y'all say, a ploy just to be like, listen, we ain't giving you the max, my boy. Listen.
And that's the weird thing. They like, what's his value on another team that doesn't have that many shooters? You know what I mean? Like, 'cause
promise
a lot
you
of-
the Lakers will give him the max still, regardless of the video.
the Lakers stupid as fuck. They give him the max.
Here's the thing.
You
A
gonna
lot
put
of
him,
teams have
Russell-
shooters.
4
You
rings.
gonna put Russell Westbrook and
Oh
LeBron?
no!
Well, no, Russ would be gone by then. Russ
Russ's
is on the
contract is
series
up.
contract.
Oh, you're talking about the following year.
Yes,
Yeah.
'cause
Oh.
he's still on Golden State for this year.
I don't.
He's for sure gonna join Bron. He loves Bron.
But you can't. They should have learned from the Russell that you can't put two ball dominant dudes together like that, especially the ones that are not that great of shooters.
But Draymond doesn't need to be ball dominant. Like that's the thing.
He just
Draymond
need to
does a
play
lot of
defense.
Draymond does a lot of other great things on the court that doesn't require him to have the ball in his hands at any time.
Set screens and play defense. That's all he needs.
And that's not Russ's game. Russ's game is primarily on the offensive end of the ball.
I'm saying in that
his hands.
he does those screens and shit because he plays with two elite shooters. But in the half court, I'm not saying Draymond in the fast breaks handle the ball. When he was younger, he would handle the ball, you know, bring it up. But I'm saying now he kind of just facilitates it in the half court. Like after Steph brings it up, he's kind of setting the screens like you guys say, but he's dropping the ball off. I'm saying, how's that look on a team that doesn't have two or three
He'd be out
ungodly,
of the league. He
And
wouldn't
then-
be in the league no more.
and then one shooter that's really good?
Eric says Draymond would struggle if he played on 80 to 90% of the league, but don't tell him I said that.
That's a
He's
fact.
right. He's right.
He wouldn't be in the
Look, that
league.
nigga-
You
that-
have to have the
that
right
Eric-
team.
He's smart. He said, "Hey, I'm not gonna say that to Draymond the way he just did Jordan Poole. I'm not gonna do that." Hey, you notice he just said, "Hey, just don't tell him I said that." Like,
Yeah.
what?
Nah, for sure. I don't think he'd be in the league if he was on any other team, honestly.
No, there's
Honestly,
some
don't
teams
think
that
he
could
could.
do it.
He'd be on the team, but the thing is, like, he's an aging player, and like Eric just said,
Getting
his
older,
defense
yeah.
is declining. And it's not like like
Ask
you're-
Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown about that defense. Look at all those
Mhm.
Boston turnovers. Had to go get a point guard because their stars can't handle the ball. Guarded by who?
Great. Well, Wiggins, really. Let's be honest.
Dre
Wiggins.
too.
Wiggins.
We ain't gonna talk about
Wiggins. Playoff Wigs.
but
That
those
We
are
ain't talking about Boston.
But that was like a younger like that's like when the Heat got to beat up on OKC in the instance of their young team. You know what I mean? But if they went up against Milwaukee, Dre's not gonna be able to hold Giannis like how he could just
Well, okay, let's just
Ain't nobody
Fair
holding
disclaimer.
That's a
the
different.
physical difference between Giannis and
That
all the other
is
players we
different.
named is
okay.
age
Kevin
play.
Durant and Jason Tatum.
KD is not as strong as Giannis, so you can kind of get into his body. You've seen the PJ Tucker when PJ Tucker was on Milwaukee playing D on KD, and KD's mom is in the stands yelling, "This ain't football!" Like,
All I saw
Hey,
was-
but guess
all I
what?
saw was
50
KD.
piece McNugget.
Yeah, all I saw was KD still getting off. People say that shit about putting your weight on him. He still be getting off on people.
well, he's
like,
KD. He's KD. Like, yes, playing good
That way-
defense
that
on
way
Kevin
don't-
Durant don't mean he don't get off and score
Hey.
20, score 30. He's Kevin Durant.
bro, that weight don't do nothing. The nigga just look at you and be like, "All right, you're pissing me off," and just keep scoring.
I mean,
Hey, we did guard ourselves all them damn turnovers. I don't want to talk about it.
Eric says Boston guarded themselves in that
We
series.
did. Jason
All right.
Tatum averaged like 18 turnovers a game. Might as well have been.
That boy Jalen
Yeah.
Brown was snapping.
Yeah,
He
Jalen
was
Brown
too
was the best
inconsistent
player
for
in
me.
the
Though. He
finals.
missing free throws and shit. He be pissing me off.
Yo, let's run into the RPO because we already half an hour in. Yeah.
Yeah, let me get that Cammy Cam real quick. All right, so the first one for you, Mr. Tony Playboy. So both the Rams and the Bengals fell to 2-3 after this past week. So is it safe to say that they both will miss the playoffs since both offenses, now mind you, both of their offenses is supposed to be their strengths. So if they continue to put them in a hole, do you see them missing the playoffs based off of what you've seen up to this point?
So in the NFC, right, I feel like the Rams is significantly more possible. I feel like the Bengals can still kind of pull through in the AFC, particularly just because who else in that division do you believe in? And then you get out of that division and you get out of the AFC West. Who else in the AFC do you believe in like that? Bills in the AFC East. Miami's in a little bit of turmoil with a lot of injuries. Like, the Bengals are going to be fine. The Bengals defense has been crazy good this season. And I think that's something that people aren't noticing enough. The Bengals defense has been crazy good. And honestly, Burrow is just kind of dealing with this too high safety Mahomes moment where they're like, yeah, bro, nothing deep. All right, bro, we didn't see Jamar Chase do this bullshit all year long. Like, no more. Y'all gonna have to take everything short and then take it to the house. And it's limiting their offense significantly, but like, they've been getting significantly better as an offensive team each and every single week. And I think we have not seen that level of consistent improvement from the Rams. That's where I'm at.
Okay. I mean, I still think it'll be tough for them to come out of the AFC, honestly. It's just
Wild
a lot
card.
of teams. Potentially. There's still a lot of teams, though. But they're going to have to win some games end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rams, I mean, same with them. They look so bad. Like, Stafford is, oh my goodness. Did you know he's on like his sixth center?
Yeah.
That offensive line bad. The difference in them is the Bengals are young and developing after all the play. They added some players on the offensive line for sure too in the offseason. And I think like Ann said, they're adjusting to that too high look versus the Rams who no offensive line. They're not developing shit, but shit, because they ain't blocking nobody over there.
All they doing is trading away picks, trying to get.
I can't
And the
wait
only-
to clip
and
that.
And the only man and the only man he throwing the rock to is Cup.
Yeah, that's
And they blanketed Cup, but it just don't matter.
I'm just gonna put 2 on him.
And he's still gonna throw it. He's still gonna throw it.
Bro,
And-
picking
and-
two niggas like a. I'm not gonna say
It
that.
is. And
Y'all
he-
don't believe in Ben Skoranek or whatever?
Bro, I don't know what Matthew Stafford issue is, but I heard that from like Lions fans on Twitter talking about like he only throws to one receiver. And now after
Hey.
like looking at it, I'm like, bro, because
I seen something funny too,
bro, there ain't no way like Allen Robinson is on this ungodly decline, bro. Like he gets his best quarterback ever, and he's
not getting targets. He's
Yeah, he's not getting targeted.
it's not even. You can't even say he's declining because he's not even getting the opportunity to make
Bro,
a play.
He's
They-
just
Look at
running.
him.
They threw an obvious
W
play-
routes.
They threw an obvious route to him one time. They literally got the goal line, and you knew it was going to Allen Robinson. They had him isolated, and Matthew Stafford still threw a dumbass pass over to Allen Robinson. Like, bro, everybody in the stadium knew this was when you were going to throw it to him. Like, you went the whole field, not throwing him the ball, and you had him line up isolation by himself.
I seen something somebody posted. I guess this past game, he wore white sleeves. It was like he wore white sleeves just so he can get some targets.
Oh,
And I saw what how we was just talking about Jamar Chase and their
Yeah, we
offense
need to
being
talk
like
about-
stagnant. I saw pretty much like a route diagraphic of Jamar Chase compared to Justin Jefferson, and Justin Jefferson shit is light years ahead of Jamar Chase.
But that's because the
actual
old
routes.
He runs
That's
more routes. If
Yeah.
I had to pick a receiver, I would take Justin because he's
Yeah,
running like Jamar has really relied on pure athletic ability with the plays he's made. Like Jefferson can route you up and then Smooth get missing on you. Like he's, in my opinion, he's different. Like he's had those games where he gets solid matchups, but I mean Chase has those same games. But as far as versatility, I think Jefferson's the better.
I don't
one.
even think Allen Robinson needs to get separation because Eric said he don't get separation. I just think Stafford doesn't look for him. Like I feel like Allen Robinson can win the one-on-ones. Like he was a highly sought after free agent when he became a free agent. Like anybody would have been happy to get him, but going there, he thought he was going to be like in like an Odell situation. Like, oh, I'm gonna get the ball.
Hey,
like,
Stafford
Cooper
did
gonna
throw
get
the ball
his.
to two people there.
Hey,
He
but
was
there was
giving Odell them. He was
Hey,
feeding
but there was-
Odell.
they just said that the Rams have not sent their
offered
last
Odell a
offer.
deal.
Yeah.
They said they haven't offered, like they're not done. Like
Yeah, McVay said they haven't sent their last
There's
offer.
I know.
2
Yeah,
points
it's
to
because
that, though.
OBJ burnt them on social media saying that they offered him pennies and not his worth. So now they got to kind of try to clean up, especially after all the good shit they didn't talk about how important Odell was for them to get to. Like, come on.
he is
PR.
also coming off an ACL injury though. Like
Hey,
But think about that.
I know,
Allen Robinson,
but
Cooper
they
Kupp.
need him so bad that you better do
Hey,
something.
but
You better do something, or like I said, they're not going to be in the playoffs.
Tio's right for bringing up the targets, but that's the issue that Robert Woods had early on the season when they got Matthew Stafford. Because Robert Woods had said like there was that thing that he wasn't getting targeted, and then there was one game they just targeted him the whole time, and he got went off for 8 receptions, 100 yards, and then back to like Cliff's point about Justin Jefferson. Just to backtrack, he really runs like elite routes, like way better than Justin Jefferson, or better than Jamar Chase. Chase is really just he's like a I would say he reminds you of Debo, but you don't utilize him how you do Debo, if that makes sense. Like he's a better receiver than Debo, but he's not getting used like to run the ball.
He's very physical, big
The
body.
50 ball, he's
Yeah.
getting it every time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, give it to me. And then the offensive coordinator difference is Justin Jefferson gets moved around now. Like they're like, hey, get in motion. We'll put you in the slot. And Jamar Chase, he's really just an outside receiver. But the other problem is T. Higgins is outside receiver. So there are 2 outside receivers, and then they're relying on Hayden Hurst and Tyler Boyd to like make up the intermediate, the middle stuff. And they can because they have Joe Mixon. But the other issue is they just stop running the ball, which is weird Because Joe Mixon be eating in the run game.
They be coming out passing. I'm like,
Bro,
It's the offensive line has really been the because they have super low yards per carry to start the year, just because the offensive line hasn't gotten chemistry. And like y'all were saying before, that will probably get better. But Joe Mixon is really good.
He's top 5 back, bro. Run the ball. Like if you're not getting time to throw the ball with Burrow, or you can't get Chase open, because I just watched Marlon Humphreys clamp Chase after everybody was talking that shit. It's a different. That's the thing. The Bills defense, the Ravens defense, the Saints, like if they're fully healthy, when you have like your corners and your safeties back and everybody's healthy, or even the Cowboys this year, because somehow they're doing a bunch of shit. When everybody's on the same page, your elite corner can take out that dude or like really cover that receiver really good, because he's not trying to overcompensate for like, oh, I gotta help this dude in zone, or you know,
Jack Jones for CB1, Jack Jones.
Oh,
Jack boy.
nah, he ain't bad, bro. I don't care.
Nah, he's nice. Nah,
he's
nice
he's not a 1, but he's definitely a solid 2, like easily.
Yeah. So the next one here for Cliff. So are the Cowboys a top 5 team and a Super Bowl contender? You running them passing on that?
I
Took the
I really don't know. If you said top 7, top 10, I probably could have gone with it, but I'm a pass, because I just think shit, I really don't know. I'm gonna run with it. Fuck it. I'm gonna run with it. I'm gonna run with it. The defense been looking solid. I think our offense, if they can manage the game, our defense can keep us in it. Keith, I don't know what you're talking about. He said somehow Cowboys defense doing something, but we led the league in turnovers last year, so we will pass by that, and we're picking up where we picking up where we left off this year with the defense. The defense is carrying the team on their back. Last year it was kind of like both handling their weight, but really the defense is making stops. Like, we've allowed the least amount of touchdowns, I'm pretty sure, in the league. So we're making plays. Granted, our schedule is poop shit, but it don't matter because we don't control that. So I think I can run with that and say that we can be a top 5 team, mainly because of our schedule. And honestly, it's going to come down to those games versus obviously the tough opponents, but really the Eagles like this week.
Okay. So, Sam, this one's for you.
It's their year.
I ain't say all that.
Do you think the Dolphins will be able to hold it together without Tua? Run or pass?
I'm going to run with it. Their schedule outside of this next game, which is against the Vikings, they're coming up on a pretty easy part of the schedule. They got Steelers, Lions, Bears, Browns, Texans, and then they got some tough games at the end, 49ers, Chargers, Bills, Packers. But Tua should be back in the next few weeks, if not this week, it seems like. And I didn't ever think Tua was the thing that was this team. They got to get their defense back healthy, and as long as Teddy or Tua can be out of concussion protocol and getting the ball to those receivers, they should be able to be making the plays to win the game. But their defense is what's going to carry the team. They got to get guys back healthy, and one thing that looks nice is Raheem Mostert is starting to heat up and get a lot of carries. So they got wrecked the last 2 weeks, so I can definitely see why, especially after
the Jets put up 40.
40-17 lost to the Jets. It's not looking good, and I think they're going to lose again this week, but I think the soft schedule in the next few weeks should help them out, get things back rolling.
Okay. So our last question here go to Keith. So did the AFC West go from the most exciting division to the most disappointing division? Now, this is based on preseason hype as far as the most exciting division.
I'm gonna run with it. I don't think it's the most disappointing right now. I'm not ready to rule them out. You know, the Raiders, the Chiefs game, it was good. I mean, they just let the Chiefs come back on them, which was insane. They let Travis Kelce get 4 touchdowns.
But they 1-4 now.
Huh?
They 1-4.
But I'm saying the games are, the games are still. It's not no like the games that are gonna come on tomorrow. Like I'll still watch a Raiders game. I'll still watch a Broncos game. But I would
Hell no, I'm not watching the Broncos.
I'm gonna say that's a fact. I'm gonna say the division as a whole is disappointing, but that Broncos team is disappointing. Like I can watch the Raiders play because I like watching Davante Adams. The Chargers,
but they're losing.
But I still like watching them
play. They lose in entertaining.
Exciting losing.
You got the motherfucking Broncos over there scoring nothing. You going into overtime game 9-9? I don't want to watch
that's
that
the thing.
shit
The Broncos defense is so good.
I don't want to watch that shit on prime time. That shit is garbage. Get that shit.
I watched Davante Adams catch a go ball and politely just push somebody off him. Like, yo, get off me. And I'm in the end zone. So
you talking about the cameraman
pushing too much.
I like seeing it. I think it's a maybe the division gets better, but Russ is playing god awful. So that's bro. You know what fucked him up though?
Broncos country, y'all trash.
You know what fuck Broncos country?
Shit!
I seen this. Future hopped on that remix with Boston Richie. And he said, I'm still smashing on C. And somebody must be playing that in the Broncos locker room because the song is fire. Hey. And it must be fucking with this nigga's head.
They was trolling him at the last game. They was playing My Collection by Future. He was like, if I hit it once, you're part of my collection. I was like, yo.
Leave that man alone. He already struggling, man. Leave that.
I feel bad for him, but that's such like an easy way for someone to like get in his head, I feel like. Like it's so easy, bro. Cause like he's married to his wife. You know that shit bother him, bro. Like it's not
for sure.
Like he might be able to deal with some of it, but he gets to the stadium. These motherfuckers playing Future, and them stadium speakers loud as hell.
They playing songs like Part of My Collection. If I hit it,
Part of My Collection. Like, hey, I'm telling you, he hear that Boston Richie.
They gotta see me.
I'm still smashing on C. He gonna be in there.
Hey, what we playing the music? All right, Sam. Sam, you can hit us with the players of the week, man. You can go ahead.
Okay, so player of the week was fun this week. My offensive player of the week was between two people who are listed at tight end. One of them is actually a tight end. The other is more of like a tight end, fullback, running back, quarterback type of thing.
Everything. Special teams.
I'm going with the home team this week. I'm going with Taysom Hill. He had 112 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown, and a win over the Seahawks. So what I thought was the best thing is like every time he's on the field, they knew what was coming and just couldn't stop it.
Crazy.
And he was dominant. So he moved himself into like a top 10 fantasy tight end based off of one week. Just because insane. The fantasy tight end shit has been so bad this year. So he's
Mark Andrews
one that
Travis
people
Kelce.
are trying to pick up. Yep, Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce have been solid, but pretty much everyone else has been a disappointment. Hawkinson had a really good week and then put up like a dud the next week. So that was great.
Taysom's value is up for sure because he literally does everything though. Like if he does have a game, like he could throw one, he could run one, he can catch one, like he can literally do it all. So he's definitely got more value.
Yeah, we just had TJ in the car seat. That's all. Had him with his little bib on and his pacifier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, with the Bengals missing Michael Thomas and now Chris Olave in concussion protocol, Jarvis still hurt. Taysom and Kamara are like really the two kind of like consistent offensive weapons that it looks like they're going to go to. So for my defensive player of the week, I gave it to Matt Judon from the Patriots. Shut out the Lions offense that had been really hot, the number 1 offense in the NFL. What was it? The only team that had more touchdowns than Lamar Jackson through week 4 was the Lions. And then to be shut out week 5, that's just being out coached, but also some really good play. And he ended up having 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, and a forced fumble in a really big shutout win. So I thought he definitely deserved it. I thought about just giving it to the Patriots defense as a whole, but decided to just actually give it to an individual. And for special teams, I got to go Daniel Carlson, kicker for the Raiders. He was 3 for 3 on field goals, including a 53-yarder. Also 2 for 2 on extra points. Scored 16 fantasy points. He's number 1 kicker in fantasy on the year. So, and no one like took back a punt or really did anything that crazy that I saw. So, showed some love to the kickers this week.
I like it.
Vibes. All right, we got Keith with the surprising / disappointing fantasy players of the week.
I'm gonna have to check my fantasy playoff. Obviously, most disappointing is Russell. He's been disappointing. I regret picking him. It's just we play in a league that has 2 quarterbacks, and Lamar respectfully gets off a little bit. Like, you know, he might have a game that's kind of bad, and then sure enough, here comes goddamn Russell. He just lets me down. And I hate talking fantasy because, like, I think Russell's a good dude, but like he's just in the slump for I don't know, whatever reason he's in a slump. So he's in that slump. He's my most disappointing. I'm gonna have to look at my guy for who snapped for me. It was Justin Jefferson. He gave me 30 points. 12 receptions, 154 yards. He did all that within the first half. I think he had like 7 in the first half, and he got the rest. Honorable mentions: Gabe Davis. He made one of my favorite safeties in the league right now look like a little boy. Fitzpatrick, he caught a 98-yard touchdown. I think just single coverage, and then he caught
running routes on there.
Bro, he caught the second touchdown literally over Micah, which was pretty ridiculous. So those were my 2. Definitely most disappointing has been Russell's thus far.
I'm with you, Eric. I'm with you, Eric.
Yeah.
Waller lost me 2 leagues this week. 2.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
2.
On top of getting hurt.
He could have just played a half. He could have just played a half and I'd had a chance.
Hey, that boy was Kelsey
damn.
Plumlee though, or Kelsey Plum, the girl that just won the WNBA championship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I lost to Travis Kelce in 3 leagues, so that's
as you should. He scored. He had like 6 catches, 4 touchdowns.
With Travis Kelce, you did not.
But he only had 25 yards though.
He had no yards.
Yes.
He was scoring
No,
all
he had
touchdowns.
because he had 6 catches for 4 touchdowns.
Hey,
That's why
Bro,
you
25
lose.
yards.
Oh, I know.
Hey, that boy Sam got belted ass this week in fantasy football.
No, we had a good game. Travis Kelce just carried you on Monday, as he did.
Oh, he said he did 1 catch.
Hey, it could be carried. Guess
That
what you
hurts.
got?
I'll be sick, man.
It was 120 to 140. That's not
Hey,
bad.
throw them hoes up.
Hey, Darren got to see me after that one. Boy.
You said
1
120
catch.
to 1. You said 120 to 140.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's a little bit of a dog walking though. Like
It's
it's
a
not. It's not like
It's
a
close.
50-point.
that's like almost losing.
Yes, you
losing
have
by
lost
20.
worse
That's almost losing by
games in that
21,
league.
and like that's like losing by 21. You the skunk.
Nah.
That wasn't too bad though. That wasn't too bad.
The boy
My
Sam.
team's
He said you
getting
got
healthy.
skunked, my guy. That's
My team's
rude.
getting healthy. Y'all
Nah, he
see
missed the 20. It was 20.
I'm making a championship.
that weekend.
Okay, we got the 5 fly picks. Man, I got cooked again this week. I went 1-4. I took the Dolphins. Then Teddy got concussed on the first drive, and some nigga you've never heard of. That's a 7th round draft pick was their quarterback. I took the Chiefs, Ravens, and Eagles. They all lost on the spread, but got the win. Of course, I took the Cowboys as the dog because I have no idea how they were 5.5-point dogs to the dog shit Rams. So that was the only one that came through for me. I'm 9-15-1 on the season. Let's try to get it back this week. All right, the first things first is Kilo Kel says skunk. Agreed that you got skunked, my guy.
I'm gonna wear it.
Granted, Sam has lost games by like 30 and 50 this year in our league.
1-4 in the fantasy league, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. It's tough. It's going tough for him. It's going tough for him. But my first pick is the Niners versus the Falcons. The Niners are 5.5-point favorites. I'm taking it, even though they're on the road. The Niners defense is just way too good. Teams average 12 points a game against them. The Falcons only put 15 up last week against significantly not as good defense in Tampa Bay. The Niners are also catching fire on offense, and it's kind of coming all together now that they're shifting out of the we thought we were doing Trey Lance packages, but we're going back to last year. Second game is the Bengals versus the Saints, and I think this is my most dangerous one, but I'm going Bengals -2 on the road. Eric says take the Falcons and the points, obviously, for the first one, which is like, I mean, you are from Atlanta, but I ain't doing that shit. Could be me. Bengals versus the Saints. I think the Bengals defense is good. I talked about that earlier. And while the Saints offense is coming together, so are the Bengals. This is the one that I am least confident in out of all the ones that I have up there, but I really do feel like the Bengals will bounce back after a loss last week to the Ravens. I don't see them losing 2 in a row. The next game I got is the Jags versus the Colts. The Jags are 2-point underdogs. I'm taking the Jags. What? We know the Colts like to give up the cheeks to Jacksonville. We know they like to give up the cheeks to Jacksonville.
The Jags are underdogs in that game?
The Jags are 2-point underdogs on the road versus the Colts. And the Colts, the Jaguars are the boogeymen for the Colts. They got them shaking in their boots. The Jags are better at yards per play, points per play, third down percentage, red zone percentage, and have a better defense when it comes to opponent points per game. I like the Jags here. My next game, and this is going to be an exciting one, Bills versus the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 2.5-point dogs at home against the Bills. Wow. The Chiefs have the best scoring offense in the league. The Bills are close behind, though, at 2. They are also great in the red zone as a defense. The Chiefs are, even though the Bills' total defense is better. But we know they're dealing with some injuries on the back end of that defense in the secondary. That's something I expect Mahomes to be able to exploit. I like the Chiefs as a 2.5-point dog. Eric says, and this is funny, fuck deep dish pizza. I said what I said. I'll be back to claim my victory. My last one here, Broncos versus the Chargers. The Chargers are 5-point favorites. I like this.
Take that all day fucking long.
Okay, so everybody likes that one. The Denver defense is really good, but the offense is so bad. I just don't think they can keep up with LA, regardless of how good the defense is. Denver has a 21% success rate in the red zone. The Chargers have a 52% success rate in the red zone.
Damn, that's so bad.
Yeah. So I'm taking Chargers -5. That's my 5 picks. Hopefully I finally catch fire and catch back up coming into the season. Eric is leaving. Appreciate you for popping through. We'll see you again. And now I got some for y'all, right? And these are outside of that. But I always ask y'all about the big spread. Last week it was the Bills and the Steelers, and nobody wanted to take that 14-point spread, and they got skunked by 30.
Hey, you hear me?
All right, Panthers versus the Rams. The Rams are 10.5-point favorites. Who are you taking?
Panthers are favorites?
No, the Rams are 10.5-point favorites.
10.5.
10.5. The line is 10.5.
I mean, you got PJ Walker playing, but that offense is shit with the Rams though. But that I don't really see the offense for the other side being too much better.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
So
I'm gonna take it.
10.5.
Even if they kick the field goals, I'm gonna take it.
The half gets me. I think those motherfuckers can win by 10.
I'm taking it.
So T.O.'s taking the Rams. All right. Cliff is taking the Panthers. Anybody else got any feelings on this one? 10.5 points.
I think I'd take the Panthers.
All right.
I think the Rams
Baker's
will
hurt.
win.
It's PJ Walker.
I think the Rams will win, but I haven't seen the
I'll take the
anybody
Panthers
by
to cover.
10.
Okay, so T.O. is alone on the Rams. Rams can win by 11 points.
Solo, baby. Solo.
That boy
All
Brad
right.
gonna come off the edge fierce with that no offensive line.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is actually a close spread. I'll ask you about Patriots versus the Browns. The Browns are 2.5-point favorites at home. Where y'all at?
Man, we finna win this game, so I'm taking us all day, every day.
Okay. All right, T.O. got the Pats.
Did Jacoby Brissett play for the Patriots?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
That's
He
his
won us a
first
couple
time.
games. Yeah, we drafted him.
Yeah, all right. I'm taking the Pats.
I'm taking the Brownies.
Okay.
If y'all can stop Chubb, y'all got the dub.
I don't think you're stopping Chubb, to be honest.
We
He's
whooped
on-
their ass
Y'all
last
stop-
year with
y'all
Chubb.
stop
Boy,
Chubb,
they
y'all
had
got the
Ernest
dub.
Johnson.
That boy on
So-
some other shit right now.
So where you at, Cliff? You got the Browns or the Pats?
What was the cover?
2.5 for the Browns. 2.5. Browns are 2.5-point favorites.
I go Pats.
All right, another 3-1 here. All right.
Bro, we
That's
winning this
interesting.
game.
I think
All
y'all
right.
gonna. I think y'all gonna stop. I think y'all gonna stop Chubb or contain him enough and make Brissett have to beat you.
Okay.
And we got some really good man-to-man cover DBs. So
I mean, you ain't got a lot to cover outside of Amari Cooper.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I like it.
All right. I'm done here. We got Keith with the game of the week.
Ooh. Are we looking ahead or are we looking behind?
Well, looking ahead into week 6.
Week 6. All right. There's a lot of doo-doo football going on, as we know. Tomorrow, stay away from that. You don't want to see that. I wouldn't recommend that for anybody. I don't want to be a homer. So obviously the game of the week. The NFC least is special honorable mentions because somehow, this division, the Cowboys winning games, the Eagles are undefeated. So that might be an actual good game for once in the last 6 years to actually tune into. But the game of the week is going to be.
Why he taking? How many dubs? Hold on. What's the Ravens record? Let me just ask you.
We got 2 losses. No.
Yeah, y'all 3-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, don't worry about us. We got fucking 2 Super Bowls in the last 20 years. So chill out, look. Chill out. Chill the fuck out.
You right. Pay the man.
Yeah,
Pay the
let me
man.
go ahead. Let me fucking go
Hey,
ahead.
man.
Anyway, any motherfucking way. The big game of the week is the Bills and Chiefs. I think it's gonna be spectacular. I'm really excited to see because the Chiefs, everybody's like, oh, Tyreek Hill does so much. There's no Tyreek Hill. Granted, the Bills' secondary is a little depleted right now, but to see this matchup, and I feel like it's going to be a pretty even matchup. Granted, Von Miller coming off the edge against Orlando Brown, he's going to probably dog walk him. Orlando Brown has been getting dog walked by a lot of people lately. I don't know what it is. I think he's really special, but I think he's also that tackle.
Max Crosby was whooping his ass. Him and Chandler Boyd.
I think he's that tackle that he really does benefit from being in a run-heavy system. That you do pass it, like the Ravens did pass it, but like it's run heavy. I kind of just get to move you out the way instead of like I gotta kind of keep you in front of me. So that's definitely the game of the week. Chiefs, Bills. I like both quarterbacks to probably throw for over 280, easy.
Okay. Vibes. All right, we got a new segment. Cliff is gonna hit us up with the no huddle. We got 40 seconds on the clock, like an NFL play clock, where Cliff is going to pose a question and we got to be quick and succinct, which is not our thing. So we'll see how it goes.
Sweating already.
I'll make it easy on y'all. It's gonna be pretty simple. Y'all just gotta flow with me. All right. So we're gonna start with Sam and Ant to go with the first question. Which NFC North team has the best running back duo? So you got the Bears with Montgomery and Herbert, Lions with Swift and Williams, Packers with Jones and Dillon, and the Vikings with Cook and Madison.
Yo, I hate to say it. It's probably the Packers with Jones and other dude, AJ Dillon.
Dylan.
Yeah, it's
Probably.
probably them. It's probably them.
I'm
What you
gonna
think?
go
What you
with
think,
I'm
Sam?
gonna go with a different answer. I say the Lions. DeAndre Swift is averaging over 10 yards a carry before he got injured. Jamal Williams is top 3 in touchdowns, only behind Chubb and Saquon. So I think in terms of production, it's them.
I love it. I love it. Good call. All right, this next one's for Tio and Keith. Who do you guys think will emerge as the best wide receiver in the AFC South? So you got the Colts with Pittman and Pierce, the rookie. You got the Jags with Kirk. You got the Texans with Nico Collins and the Titans with Robert Woods.
Kurt
I'm
and Marvin.
gonna go Pittman and Pierce.
Hold on.
Hold on. Pittman or Pierce. Nah. I just picked a few. Pittman or Pierce.
I'm gonna go Pierce.
Oh, I'm going Kurt.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
Kirk
Hold
is
on,
kind of
you-
getting shut down.
Are you telling us the answers after this, or?
No, there is no answers. You guys are the answers.
How about those answers?
Hey, so
He thought it was a test. He thought it was a test.
He's trying to win something. Yeah, he's trying to win. Look at that.
All right. This next one's for Ant and T.O. Which NFC West team or teams has the best chance of making the playoffs? So you got the Niners at 3-2, the Cards, Rams, and Seahawks all at 2-3.
Niners.
Yeah,
Niners. Like
that was the Niners.
they didn't
No
know
doubt.
other answer, bro. The Niners have the
Yeah.
best defense in the NFL, and their offense is finally getting back to what it looked like before because they fallen back into old habits, old schemes that was dominating the league consistently with Jimmy G at quarterback. It's the Niners, man. It's not-
Yeah, Niners.
Consistency on the
Everybody else.
Niners. 100. That's a tough division. Everybody probably didn't expect to be that close though. Next question I got for Keith and Sam. Which one-win team has the best chance at making a push for a playoff spot later in the season? Now, obviously, the big one's going to be the Raiders, but the other ones are the Commanders, Lions, Panthers, Steelers, and Texans.
Lions. Somehow they keep putting up points, and I don't know what's going on with the defense. Maybe they're missing a couple pieces, but they keep barely losing, honestly. I mean, they got skunked this past week, but like, prior to that past week, like they're putting up numbers, So I think, they're not going to keep getting – I give them the best chance. Obviously, like you said, it would be the Raiders, but if we're going outside the Raiders, they got to go Lions. They're just putting up too much.
What about you, Sam, right quick?
I agree, but if I had to say another one, I'll say the Texans because AFC South sucks.
Someone has to win that division.
Shit, boy.
All right, next question is for Sam and T.O. So which one of these teams has the best wide receiver core? The Bengals, the Bucks, or the Eagles?
I'm going to say the Bengals. I know Jamar Chase has been struggling. I think they'll figure it out, and I think him, Higgins, and Boyd is still the best core three.
I'm gonna go to Bucks. I mean, Chris Godwin, we know Tom gonna feed him, and Mike Evans is a beast as well. I mean, back to back 1,000-yard seasons, and then you got a man-child and Julio Jones. If he can stay healthy, I mean, you got them three, and I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus
you got
Christ.
3 elite receivers.
Lord help you.
Yeah.
Lord be with you.
I like both of those. All right, last one I got for Keith and Ant. Which one, we was just talking about defenses, which one of these teams has the best defense in the NFL thus far? You got the 49ers and the Bills giving up only 61 points and the Cowboys giving up 72.
You know me. I'm a Niners gang.
Yeah, bang, bang, Niner gang.
Y'all going
Like
Niners over Bills?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because the
Bro,
Bills
you
are
see-
hurt.
You see Nick Bosa's, what he do on the field? What he do on the field is crazy.
I see Von Miller out there too, though.
Hey, they nice. The Bills are nice, but the Niners are different.
Bro, Niners are ungodly because there's like 4 starters missing for them. 4 offensive starters. 4 defensive starters that they're missing, bro.
You right? All right, that's all I got.
All right, bet. We got T.O. with the Ballers Bouquet.
Yeah,
So
so
you giving it to yourself? Hey, I would have. Hey,
hey, don't tempt me. So y'all, as y'all know, too often the media be giving these guys a lot of difficult times. So for us, we want to be different. We want to spotlight the guys and give them their flowers while they're still here and thank them for the things that they do for our communities. So this week we're going to spotlight Warrick Dunn. So Warrick Dunn, honestly, is probably one of the most charitable guys out there and has been for years at this point. So if y'all might not know, his mother was killed while working her second job in armed robbery. So since he joined the NFL, he made it his mission to provide support for single parents so they don't have to go out and get a second job. So he has a home for the holidays program, which he gives these single parents a home. So he has provided more than 100 homes for these families. And even after Hurricane Katrina, he challenged each NFL player to donate $5,000, which resulted in about $5 million being raised for Katrina relief. But also some things that he's received for his charitable donations are the Bart Starr Award, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, the Wizard White NFL Man of the Year Award, and received the Giant Steps Award from Bill Clinton. So just something, like I said, that he does is, providing homes for the single families. So, and that's something that he's been doing for, years running. So definitely want to give him his flowers for all that he continues to do. So.
It's that Warrick Dunn back from those Vic days, boy.
Hey, you're me.
Big dog.
Facts. All right, so that's it for episode 88. Does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? Facts. All right, we appreciate all of y'all, everybody that's listening, whether it's on Apple, Spotify, after the fact. If you live with us on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, we appreciate y'all coming through, chopping it up with us, and we cannot wait to give you episodes 89 next week.
The fly